universal practical knowledge. We've been on these streets since 1969, telling blacks, Hispanics, war is coming to the earth. War, death, destruction, and lastly plague, which y'all know so much about already. But like with the Israelite School of University, y'all have to understand this existed before, to understand this organization has existed since before King David was born. Like, our job is literally to go out onto the streets and tell black people what their problem is. Your problem is not some Ishmaelites, or as the world refers to them, Arabs. And well, really, these aren't actually Arabs. These are the Assyrians. For those of Afghan is who the Bible calls the Assyrians. Okay, we don't care about them. They're actually our old slave masters, right? And God's turned their land into a death bowl. Thank goodness. Let's give a hand to the Most High. Right? They're our old slave masters, and now God's basically having a crazy gang basically take them down. And you're seeing it happen. But the thing is, our organization has existed for the sole purpose of telling black people, this ain't our problem. Right? And we're going to get it out the greatest words, out of the mouth of the greatest man who ever walked the earth, Jesus Christ. Read what you got.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Don't be lied to. And in this day and age, that's very hard. Every man tells you he has the answer. Joe Biden said, yeah, I'm going to get us out the war in Iraq and everything's going to be fine. Now what? No, the war in Afghanistan and everything's going to be fine. Now what? We're out of Afghanistan and it's basically back to square one. And we're going to explain what square one was a bit. Keep going.
Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. I am the anointed one. I am the one who's going to save you. Joe Biden has slack from the Catholic Church. Why? Because he is the first president to ultimately support killing your baby inside the womb. Okay? We don't support the Catholic Church either, but what's it called? This is who you put your faith in. A man who believes it's okay to kill babies. Keep going.
And shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. What are they talking about? This was a breakthrough election. This was a record-setting election, so on and so forth. He deceived many. Right? Keep going.
Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Ye shall hear of what?
Wars and rumors of wars.
You're hearing about, all you hear about is war. We're still in Iraq. Forces are still going back into Afghanistan to kind of deal with the situation. But yeah. Like wars and rumors of wars. All of this is a cold war. This is momentary. Like this ceasefire of us not being over there is momentary. Very, very momentary. Like now we're on a time bomb, and I'm going to explain a bit of that. Okay? Because it's important that blacks and Hispanics need to know this has nothing to do with us, but except for the fact that this is a sign. Keep reading.
Come on. See that ye be not troubled.
That's it. The Afghanistan is going crazy, and now it's basically in a civil war. The civil war that the United States occupation, ended or abrupted, is now over. Is now resumed. Keep going.
For all these things must come to pass.
This has to happen. It looks so sad, all these children dying, and what's going to happen to all those people. That has to happen. All these wars have to happen. 9/11 has to happen. It is the stirring of a pot. Keep going.
But the end is not yet.
You have to let it happen and understand this isn't the end. World War I was not the end. There would be a World War II. There's going to be a World War III.
God.
Right? Don't panic at it. Right? Keep going.
Oh God. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Nations are going to rise against each other. And that's what you're saying here. Nations are starting to choose sides. Now, it'll be interesting, more than likely, I know, who's going to try. Now, if America was smart, they try to deal with the Taliban and be like, if you're willing to fight, because understand, for those who don't follow news and understand, the Afghanistani government that the United States built, literally built, fled. Basically, from what they're reporting, they didn't even try to fight these cats. They just, we're going, oh, the Taliban's advancing, we're leaving. The president fled the country. They're now in the Oval Office, like their version of the Oval Office, right? Smart person would say, if y'all willing to fight for this land, screw it. Just do what I tell you to do. And to a point, let me have my trade and we're good. I doubt America's going to be that smart. More than likely, we'll see America's enemies try to work with these cats, try to work with the Taliban, so on and so forth. And then you'll see nation rise against nation. And that's what we have today. Why? Because the wicked are in charge. Keep going.
And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. Keep going.
And there shall be famines.
There shall be famines. Okay? You're going to see more famines coming. Keep going.
And pestilences.
And pestilences. You had the locusts coming during 2020 along with the coronavirus. And you're going to see more of this. Keep going.
And earthquakes.
And earthquakes. And pestilences. Pestilences are plague.
Come.
More coronavirus. And earthquakes. That's the only, here's the truth. The only real news that happened this week is our brothers and sisters in the tribe of Levi had an earthquake.
Right.
That is the only real news that happened this week.
Right.
Anything that goes on otherwise is just a sign from the Most High. It's getting ready. The time is at hand. Keep going.
Come on. In diverse places.
In diverse places, right? Different places are going to get earthquakes. I remember New York got an earthquake like 10 years ago, right? Keep going.
Verse 8. And these are the beginning of sorrow.
These are what?
The beginning of sorrow.
No, these are the end.
The beginning of sorrow.
The middle.
The beginning of sorrow.
Everything you're seeing is just the beginning, right? All the people like crying inside the hospital because of COVID. The doctors like saying, "I quit. I don't want to do this no more," because it's getting so outrageous.
Right.
Right. People going against their governments going against their people. Nobody knows who to trust anymore. All of this is the beginning of sorrows. This is only the beginning of what's about to happen. Keep going.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Keep going.
And shall kill you.
Keep going.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
And we shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Meaning whose? His, Christ. We are the people of the Most High God. Right? We are the people that Jesus Christ is going to crack the sky for with an army from the sky. Nobody likes us for this fact. That's one of the many reasons nobody likes us. But yeah, that's why. This is how all of this ends. The war in Afghan ends with not the Taliban ruling Afghan, blacks and Hispanics ruling Afghan. That's how this war ends. Come.
So in verse 9, when it says, then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and he shall be hated for the nations. This is not talking about the prophets, the teachers.
That was talking about them. It could also be talking about us.
As a whole nation, killing blacks, trying to get rid of Trayvon Martin.
Yeah. It's also it's talking about the prophets, and it's also talking about Israel as a whole.
Go on.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 10. And then shall many be offended.
But mainly the school, mainly us. Why? Because we're the ones going out prophesying against it and basically saying, "We told you so." Like it wasn't for the cookout. I'd be at camp saying, "So much I told you so."
Right.
I'd be going home right now looking up old 9/11 videos, right from that time period, to just be like, General Muhammad said this, General YAHANNA said this, and then I'm gonna show you the news article, or then I'm gonna show you something I know happened. Come.
I still watch those videos. Matter of fact, I was watching one last night.
The 9/11 videos. Con, if you could send me those, Bobby, for sure. Keep going.
Oh, Salakia. I'm not talking. I'm talking about the actual footage
of 9/11. Okay. Yeah, Con, keep going.
Come. And shall betray one another.
And shall betray one another, right?
And shall hate one another.
And read that from the top.
Come, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
That's January 6th.
God.
That is January 6th.
Right.
He didn't win. Your guy didn't win. My guy won. You cheated. I feel so hurt. Right? So you know what I'm going to do? I don't feel this is right. So I'm going to force my way inside there and I'm going to change the votes. That is a betrayal to democracy. We don't support democracy in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, but what's called? That's a fact. Democracy hinges on the fact that your vote matters. If we outvote, if me and you outvote another brother, right? The brother has no say. He cannot hit me on the head and hit you on the head and change our votes. Right? What's it called? You're seeing this country fall at the seams. Right? Keep going.
Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
And that's what you have here. A lot of false prophets that are rising and deceiving many. All your Christian pastors are false prophets.
Right.
Right? Your imams are false prophets. Your leadership is a false prophet. Okay? Your politicians are a false prophet. He tells you a good word like everything's going to be all right. It's not. He's lying to you.
Right.
Right? Joe Biden said he's going to fix the problems in the black community. He quickly fixed the Asian ones. I don't know about black ones. Are the babies out the cages yet?
Nuh-uh.
But yeah. All I got to say to that is, who built the cages, Joe? I'll never let him live. Always remember that. Donald Trump said that. And that is probably the smartest thing Donald Trump ever said in his life. At that debate, when Joe Biden did the dumbest thing he could ever do and mentioned the children in them goddamn cages, Trump said the smartest thing any man could say. Who built the cages, Joe? You know who the answer is? Joe.
God.
Joe Biden built the cages. You think he built them for Afghan children? No, he built them for Mexican children.
Right.
Trump just happened to be the man to fill them. That's all of it. The other thing you have to understand is a regime change. Understand, this is a change in regime. Trump wanted to do this. Here's the thing. This would be so much different on the news if Trump was still in office, not even getting into that whole thing. But Trump meant, here's the thing. Trump meant to do this. Biden inherited it and stayed the course. And now basically, we're going to get into the meat of it. But give me Baruch 3 and 1, I want to say.
Okay.
Bible Bashar, give me, it might be 4 and 1. No, 3 and 1's good. All right, because here's what you have to, okay, while you're getting that. Okay.
So you said 3 and 1?
Yeah, come. Okay, for those who aren't aware, we'll get into it. 9/11, a tragic event in American history, right? 3,000 or so people died in that day. After that event, America wanted justice. Afghan was seen as a lawless area or environment that breeded animosity towards America and was friendly towards anti-American sentiment. Meaning it was an area where terrorists could plot and do their thing and get everything ready. They said we need to go into this place and get anyone who's involved with the 9/11. So they went into war and occupied this land, right? They went in, tried to basically in 20 years create a government, right? have that government come to power and basically keep the lawless element, which today is referred to as the Taliban. The other names like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, they're different groups of the same. Basically, the idea of, longer story short, these are people who believe in Muslim Sharia law. Shaw, you're familiar with it, or? Sharia law is basically the Islamic version of the law. They believe, they don't understand, they have no Malachi or the New Testament. So there's nothing stopping them from killing a whore or a homosexual, other than the fact that the Quran allows you to have sex with a little boy. And now we're not going to get into too much of the Sharia laws. To my knowledge, there's things like you need 5 men just to prove a woman was raped. However, just so you know, in Israel, I have had to confirm a infant can be used as a witness. Like, yeah, I heard mommy screaming, "Help me, I'm being raped." How do you even know that word? Yeah, this child's a witness to, yeah. And they have a whole different set, right? That's what they want to have over there. America went, they basically tried to create their own makeshift democracy, have their own elections, so on and so forth, and create their system inside of this place. Now, historically speaking, this is what everyone does. If you want to control an area, you go in, you take out whatever power is in charge, and you put in your own system, or a system that's under you. One thing I never understood, or truly never fathomed, you know what I never fathomed, Joel? Try to guess. Now, what I'm saying is, they created their own system, right, in this 20 years, their own government. And in a week, the government ran. What do you need in order for that to succeed? They ran out of fear. That's a little bit of what's called. Out of fear of the Taliban. What do you need for that to succeed? It's very simple. The time check I'll give. I need you to fear me more than you fear that. Yeah. If I put you in charge of a country and you left the country because of some insurgents, anywhere you go, I want you arrested right before me, and it'll be bad for you. Like, they just run. Like, understand, the Taliban right now has access to all their stuff that they bought, that America bought, and this is why it's important. Give me Baruch 3:1.
Come. Baruch chapter 3, verse what? O Most High, Almighty power of Israel, the soul in anguish.
The soul in anguish, right?
In troubled spirit.
In troubled spirit.
The troubled spirit.
The troubled spirit. Keep going.
Cry unto thee.
The cries unto thee. Meaning what? Our people are in pain. And that's all that matters. I don't care about an Afghan fan. God doesn't care about an Afghan fan.
Right.
And that's the point. Okay? We only care about the signs of what this means for us. We will be in rulership soon. And our soul will not be in anguish.
Right.
But here's the problem. Why is our soul in anguish now?
Because we're sloppy.
God.
Because we're not in power. That's because we broke the Lord's statutes from him.
Yes, but give me more. Why? Let's stay on topic. Like, why is the war in Afghan?
But the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yes, but why is the war on Afghan in anguish to us?
It's anguish to us because all that money that they used could have been funded to help us in that neighborhood.
Right. They basically gave them a government. Like, they came over there, spent God knows how much to fight, right? And then said, we're going to spend more to give you a government. We couldn't get them to pay attention to the crack epidemic for about a few years. So it started to kind of trickle into white communities and become a problem for white people. Okay, now we need to address this. Right? This is their own backyard. Speaking of backyard, have you ever heard the back, literally behind the White House is homeless people.
God.
The white man's backyard is the ghetto. The ghetto is the literal White House, behind the White House. Right? They get a government though. People that have, or 2/3 of which, are literally so hell-bent on the destruction of America, a 12-year-old boy will see you're an American, take a bomb, put it to his chest, go inside whatever restaurant you're eating, and kill you and all your American friends. You people deserve a government, though. You know what happens to Tamir Rice? He gets shot in a park. You know what Trayvon Rice did the 4th of July before he died? Had a hot dog. And how much you bet that's the truth, though? Aquaman gets a goddamn government. Tamir Rice gets shot. Trayvon Martin can't leave from his girlfriend's house. This coward gets to be president just to leave after America gave him an armada. You know what the I.S.U.P.K could do within the black community with an armada? There would not be a nickel bag sold in the black. Come get our guns. You will think we're white boys. I am so serious. This is why, that's one of the reasons our soul is in anguish. All the money they spent that could have went to making sure your grandmother and grandfather had the top flight medical coverage that they needed and deserved as American citizens, who probably were city workers, who probably, helped this place run. You know how many men died in horrible conditions based off their work? Like, you know how many co-workers, from back in the day, really died from black lung with no compensation? All these cats who built all these beautiful skyscrapers, like the Twin Towers, right? When they get old and they need some help, nothing. All the veterans that I pass asking me for change, just for them to give weapons to cowards who left in a week.
Right.
Read that from the top.
Come on, God. Baruch chapter 3, verse 1. O Most High, Almighty power of Israel, the soul and spirit crieth unto thee.
Our spirit is in anguish. Our soul is in anguish, and our spirit is troubled. What were you gonna say?
Can we use this? Can we use doing like a breakdown? Can we use this with Jeremiah 14:2?
To say what? Jeremiah 14. Jeremiah. Yes, come. Definitely. Now, what's another reason our soul is in anguish? Very simple. What happened after 9/11? You're old enough to remember. General YAHANNA mentioned it, but you may have not seen it. Something he saw 9/12. Literally 9/12. Everybody and their mama signed up at that army recruiting station. I need to fight. Signed up at that army recruiting station.
God.
I need to go fight for my country. Right. Yeah, them eyes about to do it. Yeah, we gotta go. You gotta go. Doing all that. Yeah. Right? And now what? Lost an arm, leg, eye, possibly your life. For cowards to lose the country in a week. Right. That's why our soul is in anguish and our spirit is troubled. Keep going.
And we'll come verse 2. Hear, O Most High, and have mercy, for thou art merciful, and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee.
How did we sin before him?
by believing in a man that could not save us?
Con. But here's what one I would have liked. Well, we weren't on camp. We weren't what's it called then, but contend with he was mightier than we.
Come.
Right? Y'all think y'all can fight God. Y'all think y'all can fight against what God wants. God does not want Joe Biden as your leadership.
Right.
And this is what happens. He didn't want George Bush as your leadership. He damn sure didn't want Barack Obama as your leadership. He made Donald Trump president. He needed to give y'all a reminder the white man is our enemy. Right? Of course, what?
I got a question off topic by Chubaz Arakia.
Kyle, what's his question?
It's off topic, sir. He asks, how long you're unclean when attending a wake?
Okay, no sweat. That's a long, pretty simple. You are unclean 7 days from when you attend the wake. You cannot enter the congregation. You cannot come amongst the, you cannot enter the congregation necessarily, come amongst the congregation as far as that goes. But after the 7 days, you are clean. If for anything else, definitely, I would suggest that brother contact his camp leader immediately on the situation to make him aware of everything that's going on.
God.
But tell that brother Shalom Isarakia, definitely. Lord be with you. My condolences once again. But yeah, like I was saying, keep going, brother.
God. Verse 2 again, sir? Verse 2 now?
Okay, Con, because we have so what does he mean? Okay, so we covered it. Right? Read it again.
Come on, verse 2. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy, for thou art merciful, and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee.
We sinned before thee, meaning we didn't do what we were supposed to, right? We went against him. Keep going.
Verse 3. For thou endurest forever, and we perish utterly.
We endure us forever, and we perish utterly. Meaning what? He's going to completely love us. He's always going to love us. Even though we're in the worst and most, we're destitute. We really just were lambs to the slaughter. That's all we were. Like a lot of people starve and die in the streets of Baltimore, Yonkers, what's called Binghamton, where else? Westchester, what's it called? The Bronx, Brooklyn, what's called Compton, Houston. While we suffer and die in these places, right? What's called? All we are is lambs to the slaughter for them, to be used in their warfare. That get them nowhere.
Right.
That was a waste of $2 trillion on cats who wanted to kill you. And you know what? Let's be real. The Taliban are going around saying, we're welcomed in the places we take over.
Right.
Here's the truth. I believe it. It's because honestly, let's be real. It's very reassuring and puts a battery inside a coward's back when women and children and other enabled men be like, yeah, go out there and fight them Taliban. But you know, it's a little disheartening when they like the Taliban over you.
Right.
So I believe the Taliban when they say, yeah, we were kind of welcome. Yeah, nobody likes our oppressor. We're the only one who ain't get the memo. But thankfully, we have a Father that's, read again.
Oh God, for thou endurest forever, and
keep going.
And we perish utterly.
He just deals with it and just rolls with it. He was watching us be simple, saying we sick master during slavery. And he's watching us now saying we need to fight the Afghanistan. We need justice for 9/11. We need justice for slavery, and that's it. We need to fix Haiti. That's why we have barrels down there that we've been planning to send down to Haiti. Because you know why? Let's give a hand to the Most High God. You think God doesn't know I plan to have an earthquake on August such and such? But I also plan to send down clothing and food 3 days later. Yeah, we serve a God inside of here. The Afghanis serve a rock.
Right. And
they want to do what that rock says, which says, oh, sorry, miss, You need 5 men in order for me to hear a case about you being raped. What? No sweat. Keep going.
Come, verse 4. O Most High Almighty, thou power of Israel.
Most High Almighty, or power of Israel. Keep going.
Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
I know everybody.
Of the dead Israelites.
The Arabs.
Of the dead Israelites.
The Persians.
Of the dead Israelites.
The Afghanistanis.
And of the dead Israelites.
It only says here now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
Right.
Why? John.
Because we're the chosen of the Most High. Most High only cares about us.
Right. We're his kids. Not what's called. Not everybody on this planet. And why is that important to understand? Because when you understand that, you understand none of this matters.
Right.
Except for the fact I'm out of $2 trillion. I'm out of a land. I'm out of a life. I'm out of a brother. I'm out of a sister. I'm out of a dad.
Right.
I'm out of a dollar I had to give my brother because he's sleeping on the streets as a veteran. That's all that matters to me. The death within my own community. I don't have time to deal with an Afghanistan's death. I don't have time for the fact that Afghanistanis are literally hanging on to the airplanes, the military airplanes. There's video of it. Like Salafi, like look, like the plane's taking off and they're hanging on. Some of them died. Died. Because they're hanging on, saying, I cannot live here. And you know what's so evil? And you know what's so funny? The white man, our oppressor is the devil. You know why? You know how many of them, we're not as simple. No, other nations are not as simple as us. Or at least they're not as forgiving as us, is another way to put it. They don't forgive coons easily. Salat, well, can we say coon? They don't forgive what they consider sellouts and traitors easily. Afghanistani cooks for the United States military. Meaning, I serve these cats burgers, the Americans burgers. Right? I fear for my life now. I don't care about you though. I don't care that your life is in danger. Here's what I care about. I care about the Hispanics you took out of my land.
Right. You
kicked my family out that land and then put some goddamn freaking Sephardics. The Sephardics are the people that I blame the Afghanis for the Sephardics. Sephardic Jews are the Samaritans of yesterday, or a portion of them. Right? What's called Afghan is yesterday's Assyrians, the people who kicked out the northern kingdom. Right. So, yeah, I don't like you. Actually, this is beautiful to me, honestly. Like, seeing all of this is beautiful, not because of death. Inside of here, we don't glory in anyone's death. Death is disgusting. Like, all this death that goes on is because wickedness runs the earth. Right. What did we just find out? The earth is dying from pollution. I wonder who caused that. Wasn't black people. Right. Wasn't blacks and Hispanics. We've always loved the earth. A little too much. Some of us started to worship it. And that's how we got in this situation. But we've always been a people, like I was thinking about not the Mexicans, the Gadites, the North American Indians. You know why they never had a problem like Florida flooding? They follow their food. Animals know when it's about to rain like a motherfucker. Here's another thing. When you live in a place a long enough time, you know, this ain't a place you can actually cohabitate as a long term. So what are Gadites known for? Being mobile, being nomadic. right? I pray for them. You know why? Because this entire country is littered with their bones. The entire country was stolen from them. And off it, y'all get the money to give $2 trillion to these goddamn cats who killed their ancestors and forced them over here in the first place. See how all this comes full circle into I don't give a damn? Read that from the top, verse 4.
Come on, God. Baruch chapter 3, verse 4. O Most High, Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
He's my God, not yours. That's what power means.
Right.
Keep going.
And of their children.
And of who?
Their children.
And of who?
Their children.
There's a new show. I gotta watch it. I might check that out tonight called Reservation Dogs. I want to see if it does justice and really shows the plight of the Native Indians, because that's $2 trillion that was stolen from those people.
Right.
Like, and you have to understand, that's just Afghanistan. Let's not have a conversation about Israel. We'll be here all night. This white man helps everybody except for us.
Right.
And the only way he will help us, and by us, I'm not even talking about Judites. I'm talking about actual other countries like a Colombia or maybe a Jamaica or actual countries. You have something of interest to me. I can't have you fall out of power to some gang. Khan, I can't have you fall out of power to some gang. Now I have to negotiate with a gang just like Afghanistan, which is basically what's going on now. Right? What's it called? Khan. Shalom, everyone. Most Antichrist. Khan. Now, what's it called? Bible Shop? Keep reading. Yeah, Khan. Now we got verse. Let me read the end of this. Which have sinned before thee, and hearken unto the voice of thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their God. For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us. What are the plagues? Coronavirus. What are the plagues? Our enemies. Our enemies cleave unto us. Meaning we can't get away from those who hate us. Right? Okay, now we're going to drop that. We're going to go to Revelations. Okay? And we're going to get what's going on in the earth. Because there's a lot of misconceptions, right, of what happens in this earth. We're going to start at Revelations 4 and okay, give me Revelations 4 and 13 and 4. Sloppy. 13 and 4.
Oh, God.
Come. You're going to end off soon.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 4. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
The dragon and the beast. For time's sake, we're just going to explain this. The dragon is Rome. The great beast is America. Keep going.
And they worship the beast.
And they worship the beast. Keep going.
Saying.
Meaning they worship America. They worship more so America and democracy. Right? That's what it is. Keep going.
Saying, who is like unto the beast?
Who is like unto the beast? Keep going.
Who is able to make war with it?
What does that mean? Because people kind of confuse that. What does it mean? Who is like unto the beast? Who can make war with him?
Basically, who's able to beat America, to come against America?
Yes, you could. It's more so different. Like you have to think of it from the standpoint of we're the odd ones. Like don't think necessarily America because it is the beast, but it's more so its image. Like democracy and Christianity.
God.
Now, let me explain it. Who can fight? Who can make war with Christianity?
No one.
Why?
Because Christianity is the most popular.
Yes, but there's a lot of things that are popular. Who can make war with it though? Like GTA is popular. People still say it's a violent video game that teaches kids bad things. What makes Christianity different than GTA? I'll give it to you for time's sake. Christianity loves everybody. Think about it. How do you fight that?
God.
Like when you first hear about the truth And even when you first come in, that is the weirdest thing ever. Yeah, loving everybody is evil.
Right.
Who can make war with the beast? You understand? Like, how do you fight how do you fight you get a serve? Like, yo, I think this is stupid. Okay, I value your opinion. Wait, what? How do you fight that?
It's like saying he's on everybody's side.
Basically, General Hyman put this out one time about St. Patrick's Day. Basically, they tried to, when the Catholics first came into Ireland and tried to convert them to Catholicism, they weren't getting rid of their little green men, right? Similar to Asians and their fireworks and dragon festivals. Here's the thing though, Jesus loves you. Okay, I'm not giving up my leprechaun or my dragon festival in China or whatever, right? Okay, Jesus loves you. Wait, I can keep it. Yes, but Jesus loves you. Serve this white man, wear this suit, speak this English. Jesus loves you. How do you fight that? I can keep my dragon festival. I can be whatever filthy, disgusting thing my heathen race loves, but Jesus loves you. Keep going.
Oh,
Come. 5. No. Five.
Well, I ain't finished.
Okay, come. Go.
And they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
Keep going.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
Okay, meaning what? He spoke great blasphemy. He insulted. He spoke as if he was better, that he was greater than us. What are the things that he says? Basically, what's called the propaganda that we're niggers. Well, basically putting us on a lesser state. I've never seen a more peaceable people. They must be made to work. That's an insult. Keep going.
Verse 6. And he opened his mouth and blasphemy against the Most High.
I enslaved these people in the name of the Blessed Trinity. Keep going.
To blaspheme his name.
Keep going.
In his tabernacle.
Keep going.
And them that dwell in heaven.
Who dwell in heaven? His children. Okay, that's what it means by dwell in heaven, talking about us. Even though we're in a lower state, where we are always with the Father in heaven.
Cool.
That's what it means. Keep going.
Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
When it says make war with the saints, it's talking about how we fell. Right? Keep going.
And to overcome them.
And overcome them. Keep going.
And power was given unto him over all kindreds.
And power was given unto him over what?
All kindreds.
All kindreds. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing our oppressor, this beast, exercise his authority over all kindreds. Now it's the Afghans' turn. He did it to the Africans. He did it to the Chinese and the Asians. Now it's the Arabs. Now the Middle East gets a taste of what our oppressor has in store. Keep going.
In tongues and nations.
Keep going.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Keep going.
Whose names are not written in the book of life.
Meaning what? Everybody on the earth is going to serve this power, whose names are not written in the book of life. One way or another, you are a Christian. One way, you call yourself a Muslim. You're what's called. What did Malcolm say? I drink out the same cup as men I would call white men. Why? Because they embrace white men. If one of them cats came over to the Taliban right now and said, I support Islam, Sharia law, da, 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 we need to kill these women for wearing red lipstick, right? What's it called? They'd accept him. You're a Christian. You're just different. You're just a Christian with a different makeup. Keep going.
Of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Keep going.
Verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
And this is the truth. This is why the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has come out on the street since 1969. Keep going. Right. To teach this. Keep going.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Meaning what? If you take our people into slavery, you will go into slavery. That's what happened to our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We were taken into slavery.
Right.
So now that race that did that to us is going to go into slavery.
Right.
That's all I care about. I don't care about like the Afghanistanis having a civil war. They're back where they started 20 years ago.
God.
My problem is it took $2 trillion and countless amounts of my black brothers and black and Hispanic brothers and sisters' lives for that to happen. For you to literally get nowhere in a week. You gave them Afghanistanis literally a military and a government for them to literally turn tail in a week.
Right.
And hand it over to a gang. God.
Who was Osama bin Laden in charge over?
The time of Al Qaeda, right? God. Right. It's really dumb, sir. Like Salakia. It's dumb as hell. God. It's dumb as hell. Like what's it called? Keep going.
Okay. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Okay, and that's how this ends. This doesn't end with us voting in a new oppressor. This doesn't end with Joe Biden. Right? This doesn't end with Kamala Harris. This ends with our oppressor facing punishment for the evils he did to our people.
Right.
Keep going.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
We don't fight our oppressor physically. We fight our demons. Okay? Knowing in the end, he's going to be the one in chains.
Right.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 11. And I beheld another beast.
Now stop that. Give me verse 13.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Right? And that's what's called. This is America again talking about what though? Next fire rain down from heaven.
Is this talking about the atomic bomb on Hiroshima?
Atomic bomb, hellfire missiles. His aerial superiority. Since about 1940s, the white man our oppressor has had superiority over the air. He controls the air. Come.
Can we use this as Black Wall Street when they bomb Tulsa?
We can use that to a point too, yes. Come. Now ask the Arabs who the giant dragon is raining fire down from the sky. Ask Afghanistan. Right? Keep going.
So what is the giant dragon? What is it?
The giant dragon is the white man's aerial military might. In this sense, keep going.
Verse 14. It deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
The wound by the sword. Okay, basically what? This is talking about Christianity, making sure everybody is on the idea of Christianity, like I said earlier. Keep going.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Meaning what? America is the might of Christianity. Christianity and democracy is ran through America. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
A mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Keep going.
Verse 17. And that no man shall buy or sell,
keep going,
save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Or the number of his name, right? Now, we're going to go over that for a second and explain that. The mark of the beast is a trade embargo. People think buy and sell means groceries. Man or woman, I don't care who you are, right? I don't care if you're some little Cuban boy, some little Cuban baby. I'm not giving you bread because the Cubans don't have the mark of the beast. They stand with communism. They stand as an enemy of America. Right? They stand against us. That's what that's talking about. It has nothing to do with that. What else is the mark? Why is it in your forehead and in your hand? What's in your head or your forehead? Con, what's that show?
Your mind.
Your mind. And with your mind, you do what? Con, sir.
You obey.
You obey and store information. Right? And with your hands, what do you do? Con.
You do what your mind tells it to.
Do what your mind tells you to, but what else do you do? You fight with them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what our people did back on September 12th, 2001. Went right to them army stations, lined up like Commander General YAHANNA said, to go fight for 20 years, and their death of their best friend, their brother, their sister, cousin probably lost a limb. You know how many brothers, like I know my cousin told me he was playing 2K with a brother one time. The brother just got up out of nowhere and started shaking like, you know what? Because he has PTSD from Afghanistan. For all of that to fall into a week. Y'all lost a military base in a week. Understand, a military base with weapons was taken in a week by a gang, basically. For a brother to go, and his brother, and you know why he's going like that? His platoon died in front of him. Now, racist the United States military is. You think America's? We know America's racist. You think the military is any better? You think they don't find intricate ways to somehow say what's it called? The black platoon's gonna end up in the ridge like 30 minutes before everybody else, and do most of the fighting, and contain heavy casualties. That's what happens. Okay, that's what having the mark is. Putting these philosophies in your head and fighting for this nation.
Right.
Fighting for this beast. And lastly, give me 1 John 2:15. We about to end it.
Come on. 1 John 2:15.
John.
First John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Meaning, y'all love the Twin Towers. So y'all loved America. Y'all felt like, I'm gonna be real, like during the Twin Towers, I was like 7, 8. I thought America was about to literally be a goddamn war zone after the Twin Towers. And people went and fought for this country because they love this world. Keep going.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
The love of the Father isn't in him. Keep going.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father.
All that is in this world, the lust of the flesh, the pride of the eyes, right? None of this is of the Father, right? Keep going.
But is of the world.
But is of the world. Meaning all these things that our people go to school for, meaning like your college degree, to make something of yourself.
Right.
To like advance yourself inside the society. You take on this mark, and you take on Christianity, and you take on democracy. Like the baby. The baby knows better. The baby knows you cannot be a homosexual.
Right.
But the baby loves this world. So I'm sorry. The homosexual, you can do lewd sexual actions behind the car that could lead to you getting a disease and bringing it home to your wife. Because that's what the baby was talking about. Everybody knows the baby was talking about cats on the DL bringing evil to home to these sisters. Right? That's what he was talking about. Any homosexual is evil altogether, but that's what he was talking about. Right? But they shut him up. Why? Because you need to shut up because you don't love this world. Right. What did Christ say? Ye shall be persecuted for my sakes. Baby ain't in the truth, but baby knows you can't be a homosexual. Right. Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse
17.
And the world passeth away.
What passeth away?
The world passeth away.
Assyria.
The world passeth away.
Babylon.
The world passeth away.
Greece.
The world passeth away.
Persia.
The world passeth away.
Afghanistan.
The world passeth away.
Which used to be Assyria.
The world passeth away.
And say it one more time.
The world passeth away.
And soon America.
the world passeth away.
All these places are going to pass away.
Right.
Afghanistan used to be Syria. I talked to John Muhammad about this. I got confirmation from him. The Afghanistani people, these are the Assyrians, the people who kicked out the Northern Kingdom. As I told you all, I give less of a damn about you now. Right? They passed away. And then America tried to prop them up. And guess what? Now that passed away too, NOE. Matter of fact, didn't the original Syria die by a flood? Come on, keep going.
So like I said, what do you mean by flood?
If I'm not, no, yes, that's what happened. Assyria, okay, because Jonah prophesied the destruction of Assyria. It didn't happen, but it happened later. Idiots try to pull that to say, oh, well, Jonah was right about his prophecy. That happened Jonah said,
Years.
it was years, right? Yeah.
Almost 100, I think.
Thank you. Throughout it, sir. Con, what are you going to
I
say?
was going to say, yeah, I heard that was a second flood in the scriptures.
Okay, no, Assyria itself got flooded. Like, Houston got flooded a few years ago. Is that the whole earth?
Nah.
Then the Most High kept his promise. I flood all of America. Is that the whole earth? Most High kept his promise. Okay, keep going. We're about to finish now.
And the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
And yet, still, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge since 1969 is still here.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 18. Little children, it is the last time.
It is what?
The last time.
It is what?
The last time.
There was a time when the Afghanis had their foot on our neck and literally sold our children the same way our oppressor does today. But just like our oppressor does today, understand this. This is what?
The last time.
Give it the Most High hand. Keep going.
And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come.
The Antichrist is come. Caesar Borgia, your Christian pastor, your Muslim imam. Anything that is against what we teach inside the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which is what Christ taught, right? That is Antichrist. Loving the Afghanistanis is Antichrist. Keep going.
Even now are there many Antichrists.
Are there many what?
Antichrist.
Are there many what?
Antichrist.
So all the movies and superstitions, oh my God, a man's going to come and create world peace, and that's BS. There are what?
Antichrist.
There are what? No, many.
Many Antichrists.
There are many Antichrists. Right? Keep going.
Whereby we know that it is the last time.
Keep going.
Verse 19.
Okay, whereby we know that it is the last time. This is the end. That's what you need to know. Haiti needs your help. They just went through an earthquake. That's it. End of story.
Right.
Right? Anything else that I said is really just to explain to you. This has nothing to do with you. This is not a black or Hispanic issue.
Right.
Right? Okay, here's what you need to know. Don't take the mark of the beast. Meaning what? Don't be fooled by this place's philosophy. And damn sure don't fight for it. Okay? And don't believe, and do what Christ said. Be not deceived. Many come in my name.
Right.
And with that, I'll pass class over to preaching officer.
God bless the class.
John, no sign, Chris.